All right, listen up. You are about to face a challenge of literally global proportions. Right now, 4 deadly diseases are threatening the very survival of humanity, and your team is our absolute last best hope. Think of this explainer as your quick, highly structured boot camp. By the end of our time together, you'll be fully equipped with a beginner's guide to saving the world in the incredibly popular cooperative board game, Pandemic. We're going to break down the rules, the strategies, and the mechanics so you can sit down at the table with total confidence.
Here's our quick agenda for this explainer to demystify the rulebook. Welcome to the team. Setting up the board, taking your 4 actions, drawing cards in epidemics, infections and outbreaks, and finally, how to win or lose. Let's get right into it.
Welcome to the team, cooperative gameplay.
So, here's the first magic number for this explainer. 4. In Pandemic, you and your friends are working cooperatively, not competitively. You're actually teaming up against the board itself. You are literally the final line of defense against 4 incredibly deadly diseases, which, by the way, are represented by those little colored cubes spreading like wildfire across the map. Bottom line, you all win together, or you all lose together.
Moving on to Section 2, Setting Up the Board. Time to prepare the battlefield.
Now, setting this game up is actually super logical. First, you're going to place a research station in Atlanta, because, that's where the CDC is, and everyone drops their starting pawn right there. Then it's time to infect 9 starting cities by drawing from the infection deck. 3 of those cities get hit hard with 3 disease cubes, 3 get 2 cubes, and 3 get just 1. Next up, hand everyone a unique role, and finally, shuffle the player deck, making sure to sneak in your chosen difficulty level of epidemic cards. If this is your first rodeo, definitely stick to exactly 4 epidemics.
Speaking of roles, during that setup, everyone gets a role card. This is your unique identity for the game. Maybe you're the medic, a researcher, or the quarantine specialist. And what makes these roles an absolute game changer is that they give you literal, rule-breaking abilities. You're a team of high-level specialists, right? So you absolutely have to combo these unique powers together if you want even a sliver of hope of winning.
Okay, Section 3, taking your 4 actions. This is step 1 of your turn.
Listen, every single turn in Pandemic follows the exact same 3-step rhythm. First, you take your actions to fight the diseases. Second, you draw 2 player cards to restock your resources. And third, well, the game fights back, and you have to infect new cities. We're going to focus on step 1 first, which brings us to our second magic number. You get exactly 4 actions per turn. And the beauty here is you can mix, match, or repeat these however you want. You could do 4 completely different things, or just hammer the exact same action 4 times in a row, assuming you've got the cards to pay for it, of course.
Now, a huge chunk of those actions will be spent just traveling around the globe. And this right here, this is the absolute biggest beginner trip up. To take a direct flight, you have to discard the card of the exact city you want to go to. But to take a charter flight, you discard the card of the city you're currently standing in, and that lets you fly anywhere on the map. Seriously, getting this difference locked in your brain early will save your team so many headaches.
But hey, beyond just hopping on planes, you have a whole menu of other ways to use those 4 actions. You can drive or take a ferry along the connected white lines. You can take a shuttle flight between any 2 research stations you've built. Want to build a new station? Just discard the card of the city you're currently in. Most importantly, you can treat disease by pulling 1 cube off your current city. You can also share knowledge, which just means giving or taking a card from a teammate, but you both have to be standing in the specific city that matches the card you're trading. Oh, and the ultimate goal? You can discover a cure by dropping 5 cards of the same color while you're at a research station. All right, moving right along to Section 4, Drawing Cards and Epidemics. Step 2 of your turn. Once your actions are done, you immediately draw the top 2 cards from the player deck. Now, obviously you want these to be city cards so you can cure those diseases, but hold up, you can never, ever have more than 7 cards in your hand at once. Draw over that, you got to discard. But silver lining here, you might also draw event cards. These are basically superpowers. They give you instant, one-time bonuses, and the best part is you can play them at almost any time, even on someone else's turn. It's a fantastic way to instantly free up some hand space.
But yeah, you knew a but was coming. Hidden inside that deck of helpful cities and events are the dreaded Epidemic cards. And let me tell you, when you draw an Epidemic, you don't get to just pocket it for later. It literally pauses your turn right then and there, triggering a devastating 3-part sequence that instantly cranks the game's difficulty way, way up. When an Epidemic hits, you have to execute these 3 steps to the letter. First, increase. You bump the infection rate marker up a notch, meaning you're probably going to be drawing more infection cards very soon. Second, infect. You pull a card from the very bottom of the infection deck, usually a city that's totally clean, and bam, you instantly drop 3 disease cubes on it. And finally, intensify. Honestly, this last step is just brutal. You take the entire infection discard pile, shuffle it all up, and slap it right back on top of the deck. Yeah, that means all those cities you just managed to clean up, they're about to get hit all over again.
Which naturally leads us to Section 5, Infections and Outbreaks. Step 3 of your turn.
So this is it, the final phase of your turn. You look at that current infection rate. It'll be somewhere between 2 and 4, depending on how many of those nasty epidemics have gone off. And you draw exactly that many cards from the top of the infection deck. For every single card you flip, you drop 1 disease cube of the matching color right onto that city on the board. Now you might be thinking, okay, placing 1 little cube doesn't sound so bad. But here is where things get genuinely terrifying. A city can only hold a maximum of 3 cubes of any single color. If a city is already sitting at 3 blue cubes and you happen to draw that city's card forcing you to place a 4th, you don't place it. Instead, you trigger an outbreak.
And outbreaks are without a doubt the most dangerous thing in this game. First off, you have to move the doom-inducing outbreaks track down a peg. Then, rather than placing that 4th cube in the original city, the disease literally explodes outward. You have to put 1 cube of that color in every single connected adjacent city. And wait, what if one of those neighboring cities already had 3 cubes? Yep, that triggers a chain reaction, causing a second outbreak. Seriously, a tightly packed board can completely unravel in just 1 turn.
Let's wrap things up with Section 6, How to Win or Lose. Your mission objectives.
Okay, here's the deal. There is only one way for your team to win this game. You must discover the cures for all 4 diseases. That's it. Notice I didn't say eradicate. You don't have to wipe every single cube off the board. You just need to bag those 4 cures for an instant victory. But the game gives you 3 distinct ways to lose. Number 1, if that outbreak marker ever hits the final space on the track, global panic sets in and you lose. Number 2, if you ever go to place a disease cube but the supply box is completely empty, it means the disease has spread too far and you lose. And finally, number 3, if you go to draw your 2-player cards at the end of your turn and the deck is empty, your team just ran out of time and, yeah, you lose.
Pandemic is an absolute pressure cooker of a game. It demands tight teamwork, planning ahead, and yeah, definitely a little bit of luck to survive those brutal epidemics. But with this explainer, you now have the exact beginner's blueprint you need to sit down at the table, optimize your 4 actions, leverage your unique role, and really gel with your team. The diseases are actively spreading, the clock is quite literally ticking, and humanity is counting on you. So the only question left is, are you ready to step up and save the world?